Hello, I'm Lucy Gray. Welcome to the programme. We start with a historic mission to the moon and the launch of India's Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft. This is the moment that it took off just under an hour ago. It entered Earth's orbit shortly after. It's India's second attempt at a lunar landing, and if it's successful, the craft will deploy a rover near the moon's south pole next month.
India's space agency has just launched a rocket that will attempt to land a robotic rover on the moon. The Chandrayaan-3 mission aims to touch down on the moon's largely unexplored south pole. The rocket launched in the last hour from India's Space Center on Sriharikota Island on India's east coast.
The countdown has begun. India's moon mission is in its final stages. The Indian spacecraft Chandrayaan-3 is very close to the moon. So far it is looking good. India's space agency ISRO is confident about a successful landing, fingers crossed. The name of the mission is Chandrayaan-3. In Hindi, Chandrayaan means moon craft.
Pradhan Mantri ji, namaskar. Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon.
आज हम अंतरिक्ष में नए भारत की नई उड़ान के साक्षी बने।
Russia launched its Luna 25 less than a month later. It took a much faster and more direct route to the moon and was projected to reach the surface first on August 21st. The Indian Space Agency works on a shoestring budget. In February, the government slashed funding for the Department of Space by 8% to $1.5 billion. In comparison, NASA's budget for 2023 is more than $25 billion. India's successful landing on the lunar South Pole could change its standing in the global space race, especially in Asia.
India's position as a global space power would definitely be reinforced. Definitely puts India ahead of countries like Japan and Korea and just behind China.
Hello, and welcome everyone to today's video. On the evening of 23rd August, India created history as it became the fourth ever country, after the erstwhile USSR, the US, and China, to perform a soft landing on the moon. Well, with the successful landing of the lander module of ISRO's third lunar mission, Chandrayaan-3, which was launched on July 14th, India reached the moon, making it the first ever country to land near the moon's south pole. So the question that comes quickly after the success of this moon mission is that, has India finally become the space superpower? Or has it finally entered the so-called elite space club, a racist cartoon published by the New York Times in the year 2014, mocking the Indian Mars mission? Well, this question also becomes important to answer, especially after the failure of Luna 25, the Russian moon mission that was launched after 47 years from its first successful lunar mission, but ended up crashing on the lunar surface due to technical glitches. But before we start with this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to this channel, and if you find this content helpful, then share and like it as well. India, a country that is rich in history and culture, has taken the world by storm as it ventures into space exploration. India's tryst with space exploration began way back in 1962 when the Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCOSPAR, was established. This committee later evolved into the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, in 1969 with the constant efforts of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, who was able to persuade the then government of India of the value of a space program for a rising nation like India. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai always stressed on the significance of a space program, as he stated,
"There are some who question the relevance of space activities in a developing nation. To us, there is no ambiguity of purpose. We do not have the fantasy of competing with economically advanced nations in the exploration of the moon or the planets or manned spaceflight.
But we are convinced that if we are to play a meaningful role nationally and in the community of nations, we must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies to the real problems of man and society. Ever since then, India's journey to the stars has been nothing short of inspiring. Aryabhata, India's first satellite. The successful launch of India's first satellite, Aryabhata, was named after a great Indian astronomer. The satellite was completely designed by India, but was launched by a Soviet Cosmos 3 rocket from Kakistan Yar on April 19, 1975. This satellite went on to lay the foundation for future missions. Chandrayaan-1, India's first lunar mission. The Chandrayaan-1, India's first ever lunar mission, was launched successfully in 2008 from Sriharikota and brought the nation into the global spotlight as the moon mission found ice in the polar regions and water molecules in the soil of the moon. Mars Orbiter Mission, or Mangalyaan, India's first Mars mission. Moreover, the Mangalyaan mission launched back in 2013 made ISRO the fourth space agency after Roscosmos, NASA, and the European Space Agency to reach Mars orbit. India became the first ever country in the world and the first country in Asia to enter the Martian orbit on a first ever attempt, which further strengthened its position as a rising space power. Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark III. But it's not just about space exploration. India's Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark III, or GSLV-3, has also gained recognition for its remarkable capabilities. It can launch heavy satellites into both geostationary transfer orbits and low Earth orbits, making it a valuable asset for communication and national security. Not only this, but on Feb 15, 2017, a record-breaking 104 satellites were successfully launched by ISRO from the Sriharikota spaceport, making new history for the entire world. This is the most satellites that have ever been launched in a single mission. Out of the 104 satellites, 101 international customer satellites were from the US, 96, the Netherlands, 1, Switzerland, 1, Israel, 1, Kazakhstan 1, and UAE 1, as they were carried as co-passenger satellites. Chandrayaan-3, India's third lunar mission. ISRO made history as it performed a soft landing on the moon on the evening of 23rd August. After the landing, the Chandrayaan-3 rover successfully ramped down from the lander, and India took a walk on the moon, making the country the first ever nation to reach the south pole of the moon and fourth country after the US, Russia, and China to perform a soft landing on the moon. Videos taken by Chandrayaan-3's Vikram lander were released by the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, both before and after the landing. The Lander Position Detection Camera, LPTC, which was connected to the propulsion module on August 15, captured one of the movies that clearly shows the moon's craters. Another film shows Earth, albeit in a scaled-down form, and was shot by the lander imager, LI Camera 1. These missions have not only expanded our knowledge about the moon and Mars, but also symbolized India's commitment to scientific exploration. Challenges. India's rise as a space power has not been without its challenges. Limited funding, technological constraints, and intense competition from established space nations have posed obstacles along the way. Cost-effective approach. Now, let's dive into the defining factor of India's rise to space power: its cost-effective approach. One key aspect of India's success is its cost-effectiveness. To understand the difference in budget, let's compare ISRO with NASA, the United States Space Agency. In the fiscal year 2020, NASA received a staggering $22.6 billion, while ISRO received around $1.9 billion. That's a huge gap. But despite the disparity, ISRO has achieved several remarkable milestones and has consistently demonstrated its ability to achieve more with less. Now, let's talk about Mangalyaan, also known as the Mars Orbiter Mission, MOM. In 2014, India became the first country to successfully reach Mars on its maiden attempt. And guess what? Mangalyaa's mission cost was just $74 million, which is less than the budget of the blockbuster movie Gravity. This achievement truly showcases the power of frugality and efficiency. Also, according to a report by Mint, the precise budget for Chandrayaan-3 was $75 million, which is notably lower than the Hollywood sci-fi movie Interstellar, which was produced at a cost of $165 million. This mission is also completed at a lower budget than the earlier Chandrayaan-2 budget, indicating a consistent effort by ISRO to enhance efficiency and reduce costs. But a question that would be popping in all of your minds would be, how does India manage to achieve remarkable successes in space exploration without breaking the bank? The answer to this lies in the three principles that ISRO follows closely. Number 1, leveraging internal resources. ISRO has mastered the art of utilizing indigenous resources, both human and material. By relying on local expertise and talent, India has significantly reduced its dependence on expensive imported technology. This not only saves costs, but boosts the nation's scientific knowledge and promotes self-reliance. 2, affordable launch vehicle. Another aspect that sets India apart from the rest is its development of the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, EPSLV. This highly reliable and cost-effective launch vehicle is known for its ability to carry multiple satellites into space in a single launch. By offering economical launch services to other countries, India generates revenue that contributes to its space program. 3, frugal approach and incremental development. India's space missions are known for their do more with less philosophy. They follow a frugal approach, meticulously cutting avoidable expenses without compromising on quality. This philosophy extends to incremental development as well, where missions are planned with progressive goals and budgets, allowing for continuous learning and improvement. This cost-effective approach has paved the way for India to undertake more ambitious space missions in the future. New frontier. India's space program is now setting its sights on new frontiers, driven by the vision to expand its knowledge and contribute to global space exploration. One of the upcoming missions is the Mangalyaan, India's first manned spaceflight. This mission aims to send Indian astronauts into space, further cementing India's position in the global space community. Additionally, India is also focusing on interplanetary exploration, with plans to launch Aditya L1, an ambitious mission to study the Sun, which is expected to be launched in the month of September 2023. This demonstrates India's commitment to push the boundaries of space exploration beyond our immediate surroundings and into the vast expanse of the solar system. India's rise to space power is a testament to its unwavering commitment to technological advancement and peaceful exploration. The nation's achievements in space have positioned it as a formidable player in the global arena, and thus it wouldn't be wrong to say that India has finally become a new space superpower. As India continues to push the boundaries of space exploration, its advancements hold immense potential for scientific discovery, technological innovation, and international collaboration. From satellite launches to interplanetary exploration, India's rise as a space superpower is an ode to its scientific excellence and unwavering determination. So let us celebrate India's achievements and be inspired by its pursuit of the stars. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through India's rise as a space superpower. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content.